In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to multiply polynomials. There are a lot of different ways to do this. So I'm going to show you a few different tips and tricks. But when it comes time to the assessment, do what works best for you. Now, when we take a look at multiplying polynomials, there are a few ways to do it. The first one I'm going to show you is how to do it using the distributive property. Now, when it comes time to do your homework today, I want you to follow the directions in the textbook. But when it comes time to the assessment, you can choose to do it however you like. Now, with the distributive property, there are two ways to do this. One is horizontal and the other is vertical. So when I take a look at this now, distribute means to give to. So I need to distribute the x to x plus 2 and the 8 to x plus 2. So I've got x times x plus 2 plus 8 times x plus 2. So to distribute, I have x squared plus 2x plus 8x plus 16. Combine your like terms, so we end up with x squared plus 10x plus 16. Now, the other way to do this is vertically. So I'm going to rewrite it just like this, one above the other. So kind of looks like our traditional multiplication problem. 5 times, or negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, x times 1 is x. Now I want to line up my terms as we go. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and x times x is x squared. I'm going to go ahead and add those up. If this is helpful, you can always fill in those blanks. So I have negative 5, and then think of this as a positive x. So x plus negative 5x, negative 4x, and then x squared. Next, let's take a look at how to do this using a table. So this is what we call a matrix. And what I'm going to do is multiply the numbers that correspond to this spot. So 2x times x gives me 2x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 2x times negative 3, negative 6x. And then 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Now I'm going to want to combine my like terms. So I end up with 2x squared plus 3x minus 6x minus 9. So I just rewrote it. And then combining my like terms, we have 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So this next method is called the FOIL method. This is usually the one most people prefer. And what we're going to do is do first, outside, inside, or last. And honestly, the order is kind of up to you. I'll show you how I do it. So what we're going to do is distribute x times x is x squared. And then my outer terms, x times negative 7 is negative 7x. Now, here's your inside. 3 times x is 3x. And then here's your last. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Combine your like terms. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 21. Now we're going to do the same process here. First, so we have 10x squared outside minus 8x inside minus 5x outside plus 4. Combine your like terms. So we end up with 10x squared minus 13x plus 4. Now, there's a few ways you can do this one as well. As a matter of fact, there are 3. We can distribute, we can make a table, or we can line it up like we did and use the distributive property. So I'm going to show you how to do this one using the vertical method here. So I'm going to write my larger, or the one with the most terms on top. So I have x squared minus 4x minus 4 times x minus 3. Now remember, we can also use a table and we can distribute. We don't call it FOIL method because there's only 4 terms with that, and here we have 5. So what I'm going to do next is -3 times -4 is 12. -3 times -4x is a positive 12x. This lets me know that I'm adding. And then -3 times x squared is -3x squared. Now I want to line up my terms when I multiply. X times -4 gives me -4x. This allows me to quickly add instead of trying to rearrange later. X times -4x is -4x squared. And then x times x squared is x cubed. Next, we're going to add our terms. If it's helpful, you can fill in the blanks here. So 12 plus 0, well, that's 12. 12 plus a -4x gives me a positive 8x. -3x squared plus -4x squared is going to give me a -7x squared. And then my x cubed is by itself. Let's take a look at a real life problem here. So the purple piece of stained glass has a trapezoidal shape. Write the polynomial that represents the area of the piece of glass. Now, as you recall, the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So we have quite a bit of work to do here. So let's rewrite this by replacing what we know. So I have 1/2 times the height, which this right here is my height, base 1 and base 2. So my height is x minus 1. Then I'm going to add my bases. So I have 3x minus 6 plus x. So base 1 plus base 2. Area is 1/2 times x minus 1. Combine my like terms. So I have 4x minus 6. Now I'm going to hold off on this 1/2 in just a minute, and I'm going to use my FOIL method here to multiply. So I have the area equals 1/2 times 4x squared minus 6x minus 4x plus 6. Then I'm going to combine my like terms. So I still have my 1/2 here. 4x squared minus 10x plus 6. Now, when I multiply by 1/2, I'm multiplying all of this by 1/2. So area equals 1/2 of 4 is 2x squared. 1/2 of 10 is 5 minus 5x, and 1/2 of 6 is 3. So here is my final polynomial. Now it says find the area of a piece of glass when the shorter base is 7 inches. So that lets us know right here that x equals 7. So I now can replace my variables. So area equals 2 times 7 squared minus 5 times 7 plus 3. So area equals, remember, exponent before multiplication, 2 times 49 minus 35 plus 3. So we have 98 minus 35 plus 3. So my final area is 66, but I need to make sure I have my label. Next, I want you to go ahead and start today's assignment.